Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's hump day. I feel like I'm coming on here a little bit late. Afternoon. Maybe you're in your afternoon slump for work and you need a break, so hang out with me for a little bit. So, we are just moving along with this 30-day challenge, almost done. Today, I'm talking about something that I experienced so much of growing up, which is I would work out and I would work out and I would just never ever lose weight. The scale never budged. And so, my relationship with training started when I was 12 years old. Well, I take it back. Like I started playing sports when I was 8 probably. But it wasn't until I was 12 that I actively picked up a sport specifically because I wanted it to help me lose weight. And that sport was cross country. And so when I was 12 years old, I joined the cross country team, the middle school cross country team. I was slow as molasses and I did not enjoy running. I really didn't like it at all. But the motivation was, well, runners are skinny, so if I run, then I will be able to lose weight. And then that led into, like I said, I started playing sports generally. Hey, Anna Maria. I started playing sports generally when I was 8 years old. And so by middle school, when I picked up cross country, some of it was just because I wanted to lose weight. And then some of it was to help with the conditioning aspect of the other sports that I played. So I played sports for fun. I played sports for the community aspect of it. And then the conditioning was just a side effect, the side benefit of, okay, this is going to keep me from getting fat. That was the hope, at least. I confess that there were points during that time where I used training as a punishment, as a complete punishment. So if I overate, I actually have this horrible memory of, I think our volleyball team had made it to the playoffs and our school had bought us, they took us down. So this was in the Dallas, the DFW area, and there's Reunion Tower, the big ball at the top of that, it's in the skyline. Everyone's seen that skyline, I think. At the top of Reunion Tower is a restaurant, and you go to that restaurant and the ball just kind of revolves. And so you get to eat while you're seeing this 360 view of Dallas. And that is not the point of the story. The point is my school, this was a private school, paid for our team to go eat there. And we went to eat there and I stuffed myself. I got a steak. I ate all the bread and then probably fit in some salad there. So it didn't matter. When I got finished, I was stuffed to the gills and I felt very guilty about it. I felt very guilty. And so I went home and I kid you not, with a full stomach, I went and ran 2 miles. It was gross. It was gross. I felt sick, acid indigestion. It was the worst decision ever. So training wasn't always like that for me, but I definitely used it that way, unfortunately. And so, but I wasn't losing weight. And so when I didn't lose weight, then I would up my mileage, how long I would run. And then I would up my mileage and I would get hungry. And then I still didn't lose weight. I would eat more and I would still not lose weight. And then I started incorporating weight training. And I loved weight training because you didn't have to be fast, which I have never been fast in my life, but you didn't have to be fast. And I could just move weight. I could move weight. That's what I could do. And so I would lift weights. I'd feel so good and so empowered. But then I would go home and sit on the couch and I could not stop my hunger. Like as soon as I started lifting heavy, I just wanted to eat all the time. And sure enough, I never lost weight. Can you wonder why? So at my worst, at this point in my life, I can tell you the one thing I wanted, the thing I desperately wanted, was to be able to go run 2 miles and then see a result on the scale. Now keep in mind, I hadn't thought this to conclusion, because if it's just that 1 for 1, you run this much, you lose weight, then that means your dream body is dependent upon you always being able to do these things. And so that would mean that whether I was injured or sick or on vacation, if the workouts had to stop, the dream body went away. But I didn't see it that way. All I wanted was, I want to be able to do this and I want to be able to get this result. And so what I found, what was actually happening in my life, is it didn't matter how much I trained, I never lost weight. So at my heaviest, I was running cross country in the morning with the cross country team, and I was also doing 2-hour workouts in the afternoon with my team. And then I might run later that night when I got home. And that was when I was at my heaviest. So it wasn't really working out for me. If I were to be honest with myself at that time, what I really wanted was to not have to kill myself to get my results. That's the honest truth. I just wanted some way to live in the body of my dreams and not have to do some extreme something to get those results. If I got sick, I wanted to know that that sickness wasn't going to prevent me from still enjoying being in this body. And if I went on vacation, I surely did not want to have to spend the whole vacation working out. Because it just doesn't work out that way, right? Nobody wants that baggage when they go on vacation. And so, most of all, I just didn't want my dream body to be dependent on all of these things aligning perfectly. I have a free schedule. I've got access to equipment. I can do this. I can do that. I can do that. If I didn't want that. So, what changed for me? Because I can tell you, working out is not a burden anymore in my life. What changed for me, hey Ivan, and this connects to what you posted about earlier today. So I'm glad you popped on here. I saw your post and I was like, he's reading my mind. So first of all, what changed for me is all of those workouts I forced myself to do to get that goal of losing weight, being able to eat whatever, all that stuff. What actually snuck up on me was the endorphins I got near the end of the workout or after the workout. So like I said, when I first started running, I hated running. Like I hated it with all my heart. But what I noticed is after the running was over, I felt great. I felt wonderful. And so even though there were points where I used my workouts to punish me, or kind of like what Ivan posted about, I might use those workouts to earn my meal later, what I noticed is that it might not have been so much I was punishing myself as I felt so shameful, so ashamed of the food that I wanted, that I was chasing the endorphins at the end of the workout to make that go away. I can tell you that's what was happening during that reunion tower episode in my life, is I just wanted to get done with the workout and feel better. And of course I ended up making myself sick. And then second, and this is very much connected to what Ivan posted about, I quit connecting calorie burn to the amount of food that I could eat. And if you read that article he posted, it does a great job explaining the reason is we just can't be that precise with what we're doing. I know MyFitnessPal tries to assess like, oh, you did a yoga class, you must have burned this many calories. It has no idea how many calories I burned. So when I was able to disconnect those things, that helped tremendously. And then finally, when I started logging my steps, my calories, and my workouts all on a spreadsheet. And so what that did for me is it allowed me to see very clearly from week to week how those numbers correlated. And what I observed routinely, that the weeks, regardless of how much workout I got in, the weeks where I had a higher step count overall, if my calories were still the same, like I might not work out at all, but if I had my step count high and my calories stable, then my weight trended down. And that was the big belief breaker. And all three of those aspects, those endorphins, knowing that it's not workout out, calorie in, right? It's calorie in, calorie out. And then finally seeing the clear relationship between the three allowed me to fully realize and accept, like, man, when I train, it's because I love to train. When I sweat, I've trained enough now that I actually do enjoy running. I know the first few minutes is hard, but after a point I get into a rhythm and it feels like a meditation for me. And so now as a result, working out for me is fully about wellness and not weight loss. And now It's about therapy rather than being a penalty. And that's just wonderful. So now I get my cake and I eat it too, right? I get to move towards my goals, and I get to enjoy working out just for the thrill of it. So I hope if you're not at that place, that you can find a way to be at that place. I know that's what this group is about. We're going to be sharing a lot more information in here after this 30-day challenge is done. Comment below if you have experience with this or any reflections you have about your own workouts and how those fuel you. And I will either see you at the gym or I'll see you here tomorrow. Have a great afternoon, y'all. Good to see you.